Welcome back to the deep dive. In just a few days, the Iran-Israel crisis has really escalated. We've gone from simmering tensions to, well, direct military exchanges. It's already reshaping the Middle East and, frankly, sending shockwaves everywhere. So today, we're going to cut through the noise, look at what's happening right now as of June 2025. It's not just about the headlines. We need to understand the real shifts, the human impact, and the strategic plays involved. Our mission here is simple: give you the clearest possible understanding of what's truly at stake. Okay, let's unpack this.
So what really kicked this off, this latest phase, was Israel's Operation Rising Lion. That was June 13th. And this wasn't, a minor skirmish. It was big. They targeted over 100 Iranian military and nuclear sites. We're talking major locations: Tehran, Natanz, Isfahan, Tabriz. Hit hard with airstrikes and, interestingly, Mossad-backed drone sabotage deep inside Iran.
Right. And Iran's reaction was fast, almost immediate, showing they intended to hit back directly, not just through proxies this time. They launched missile and drone attacks, quite significant ones, aimed at Israeli cities, Tel Aviv, Beersheba. And that hit on the Soroka Medical Center in Beersheba that stands out, dozens injured, the hospital disrupted. It really shows the immediate civilian danger, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And the human cost on the Iranian side, well, it's grim, too. Iran is reporting 224 deaths, military and civilian. But independent estimates suggest the real numbers could be quite a bit higher. Getting verified data is always tough in these situations. We're also seeing large displacements. Over 100,000 people reportedly fled Tehran, heading north. Panic buying fuel, food, medicine. It's chaotic. It really underscores the terrible impact of modern conflict on cities and civilians.
Yeah, devastating. And then on top of the physical attacks, Iran took this really drastic digital step. June 17th, right? A near total internet blackout. 97% of connections cut. That's huge. What does a move like that tell us about the strategy, maybe controlling the narrative? And this is where it gets really interesting on the global stage, too.
Exactly. That blackout, it's about information control, definitely. Shaping the story both at home and abroad by, limiting real-time news and what citizens can share. Diplomatically, things shifted fast. Iran's position is clear. Talks only if Israel stops the strikes. They're trying to set the terms. Meanwhile, you've got the EU pushing for nuclear talks again, trying to de-escalate. But the U.S. response: more sanctions, economic pressure. And we saw countries like the UK, Australia, Ireland pulling diplomatic staff from Tehran. That signals serious concern about safety and, well, further escalation.
The UN Secretary General called for restraint, of course. That's expected, but it reflects the global alarm. But beyond the diplomacy, the economic ripples are already spreading. Shell's warning about a potential major oil shock if the Strait of Hormuz gets closed. That's serious.
It is. That strait is absolutely critical for global oil. A closure would have massive cascading effects on the economy. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the risk of nuclear escalation is, frankly, terrifying. Iran has hinted, or perhaps more than hinted, they might leave the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, the NPT, if attacks continue. That would change everything.
Although Israel claims its strikes have set back Iran's nuclear program by maybe 2-3 years, how credible is that? Is it a realistic assessment or more strategic messaging?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Verifying that kind of claim is incredibly difficult from the outside. It's certainly part of their strategic communication. Setting back a program is one thing, but how quickly could Iran rebuild, especially if they do leave the NPT? That's the real concern. Plus, this crisis pulls U.S. focus. That could impact its stance elsewhere. Ukraine comes to mind. And Russia's warning about not targeting Iran's supreme leader, calling it opening Pandora's box. That shows just how complex the international dimensions are.
So where does that leave us right now? What's the immediate outlook? Iran's still firing some missiles, limited attacks. Their foreign minister is also talking about diplomacy, though importantly, only after punishing the aggressor. That condition seems key.
It's very key. Meanwhile, Israel seems ready for more military pressure. They don't appear finished. And everyone in the region is watching. Hezbollah, the Houthis, the Gulf states. Their reactions could easily widen this conflict.
Diplomatically, Europe keeps pushing for a deal, an off-ramp. The U.S. is still weighing its options: more sanctions, direct involvement, maybe even military steps down the line. So the big question for you, listening right now, is: are we seeing a very dangerous path towards some kind of uneasy diplomacy, or is this actually the start of a much wider, much more destabilizing regional war?
It's a critical juncture. What happens in the next few days and weeks could reshape Middle East politics for years to come. And the effects will ripple out global markets, alliances, how we manage nuclear proliferation worldwide. It really drives home how interconnected everything is, something we all need to keep watching very closely.